Hi, everybody. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about doing the anime head. Now, for this project, you are going to be doing the anime body and picking your own style. But one of the things that is unique to the anime look is certainly the overly sized large eyes. And really quickly here, I wanted to give you a kind of a comparison between a normal and an anime head. So I'm going to go ahead and draw rather large here. I'm going to draw a nice big oval here. And that's sort of my standard head. We'll call that the standard head. And for that standard head, we'll put in that vertical line, which has a little bit of an arc to it. So like it's bending or bowing off to a 3/4 angle. Then I'll put the flat here for the horizontal, because we're not looking up or down. And that spacing in between the center line to the side, that's going to end up being where the eye goes on either side. So we'll keep that proportionally distant. We'll mark in for the nose and the mouth. And we'll go ahead and put in the ear. All right, so we've got the ear line in there, got the mouth, all sort of basic things. And the space above, we'll divide that into thirds like we did the nose and mouth. So eyebrow and hairline. Now this is sort of that, again, what we're looking at here is sort of our standard kind of 3/4 pose for a character, okay? Now, for the anime, we're gonna have basically certainly one major difference, certainly. We're going to have that eye cavity. The eye is going to be so much larger. So let's go ahead and draw in a space here again. So I've got another oval shape here. And once again, I'm going to curve this vertical line. So starting at the top and the bottom and kind of arcing it or curving it to the side here. My horizontal line will be nice and straight because, again, I'm not looking up or down, so I'm not going to curve that. But then which is really interesting next is to mark in the eyes. Now, normally we would go right into the eye and place the eye in, but really what we want to think about now is where that eyebrow line would normally be. So normally that would be right about here, and then certainly the hairline up here, like we see over on this drawing. But what we're really going to do is where the eyebrow is, that actually is the size of the eye on the anime. You see the difference on the scale. And then the space that's left above up here is divided into thirds for eyebrow and hairline, okay? Then down below, we divide it up like we normally would, placing in the nose and the mouth in that space. So I can come in here and kind of indent my face, kind of play with that shape a little bit. And with this character here, right, I can go ahead and place in, and go ahead and put in, put in the eyebrows, put in the nose, put in the mouth, all those different things in here. But certainly, what I want to place in also is certainly the eye. So the eye is that shape here. So if we're going to go ahead and put in that pupil in the larger part of the eye here, and we put in the pupil in the larger part here, there we go. And we can certainly put in that eyelid if we want to, right? Right. But the eyes here are going to tend to be more expressive, a little bit larger, right? You could have that little dew point in the eye if you want to put that in there. Certainly that would come out in the coloring of the piece itself. But again, that nose sort of going up to the eyebrow, going here. And you certainly can, put your hair in there. Certainly, I have no hair, but you can go ahead and if you want to have that sort of eternal sort of spiky kind of look, you certainly can do that. And bring it over. You don't have that kind of look there. Well, you certainly can do just that. Erase a little bit for clarity here. But again, just to give you the idea, though, that how you want to go ahead and do that eye is that it's going to be fairly large, right? And it's going to really fill up that space. If you want to do like the big spiky hair, you certainly can do that. In anime, certainly a lot of the characters, you can go ahead and you can have a strong shadows, no shadows. You can have go smaller, squat characters. You can have a character that's a little bit more rubber hose with sort of an earlier style anime, or like Osamu Tezuka's work with Astro Boy. You can have sort of look like that. But generally you're going to have these sort of larger characters versus a normal one that's going to look like this one. So anyway, so just go ahead back in and sort of practice that, play with this a little bit, see what you come up with. There's a lot of fun ways in which you can interpret and do this style, but there you go, folks. I want you to go ahead and show you that sort of larger eye, smaller eye, and really just sort of draw those side by side just to sort of give you a little bit of a comparison between the two regarding just how big that eye is in that eye socket when you go back and you're working on doing that drawing. Okay, well, there you go, folks. So you go ahead and go for it there. Once you go back in and draw yourself some fun characters there, have fun making yourself these sort of anime characters. I imagine for some of you, you've been doing anime characters for years, and so you probably can draw this style of character behind, with your hands tied behind your back and with a Sharpie marker stuck between your toes, and you probably could do this easy peasy. I'm pretty sure about that for quite a few of you. Some of you, maybe not so much, but again, this is what you want to do is you want to sort of have that cleaner line work, go back in, do any adjusting you need to do. You're going to draw the body again in a 3/4 pose. We've talked about that enough. So you can go ahead and just use some of the things you've learned about doing the 3/4 pose in the body before. Really, with stylistically, again, we're looking to get those eyes though really, really, really large for the characters. Even for this guy here, we can put a couple eyelashes on there. Sometimes you see that even on both the male and our female characters. You see the larger eyes. So sometimes the eyes are smaller and squint, really, really tight, but generally this is really what they're really well known for, okay? So alrighty there, folks, I'll let you guys go ahead and get to it, as it were, and have fun drawing yourselves as an anime style character.